Ragnarok. This is the third Thor movie. So, in this movie, Hela, the god of death, escapes her imprisonment she's been in for a very long time, and she seeks to get revenge and take over Asgard. So, of course, Thor tries to stop her. And if you've seen the trailers, you know she's a force to be reckoned with. She destroys Thor's hammer, and then Thor accidentally gets sent to a different world, a battle world, if you will. Sakaar, it's called. And he becomes a gladiator there. So the movie is him trying to escape Sakaar so he can get back to Asgard and defeat Hela. This movie is really good. Don't be surprised. It's a Marvel movie. It's really good. Even the bad ones are decent. So, yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It is amazing. It's just hilarious. Like, after Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel Marvel learned a good lesson about comedy and not to take things too seriously. I mean, they still take things somewhat seriously, but they know when to play around with things. And the first two Thor movies were somewhat serious for, a superhero movie about a god, but this one plays around with it a little bit more. They're willing to joke around with, oh, he's the god of thunder. They kind of, jokingly play with it, and it works. It's fantastic. One of the things I loved about this movie is that they stripped Thor down from what you think he is or know who he was to something different. Like, it's very evident. In the beginning of the movie, he loses his hammer. They shave off his hair. He's gone from his homeworld. Similar to the first movie, but it's a lot more severe. Like, he still has his strength and whatnot, but he lost everything that makes him Thor, He knows he's Thor, but he doesn't have his hammer. He's, he's away from Asgard. He loses his hair, So he has no friends whatsoever. It's very different, It's a very different Thor movie, and they did a great job with it. If you've seen the trailers, you know that the Hulk is in it, and he's in it for the majority of the movie, and it's great. I'm glad they added the Hulk. That's one of the things that I like about the Marvel movies that they've been doing lately, is adding, a different Marvel character into the movies. Because after the initial movie of setting up, Thor and who he is, like, you can add a different character. Like, if in the Avengers, the Hulk and Thor had some great, hilarious moments, and they had great chemistry. So him and the Hulk in this movie are the same thing. They have great chemistry. So it was a great addition. And the fight when they're in the arena, like I said, if you've seen the commercial where he's like, I know him, he's a friend from work. That's a great fight. I absolutely loved it, and it was also hilarious at the same time. That's one of the things that I liked about this movie. They had some great action scenes, which also had great comedy. That's something Marvel does fantastic. But this is like the first Guardians of the Galaxy to me, where it was just really surprising, had great visuals, and was just extremely comedic. I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. And another thing I liked about this movie was that there's plenty of new characters added to the movie. Some gladiators who are breakout characters. Like, I don't want to really talk about them too much. When you see the movie, you know who I'm talking about. They're just hilarious and really interesting, and I would love to see more of them. Valkyrie, the new addition to the cast, she is fantastic. Like, I want to know more about her, and I want to see her in more movies. And then there's Jeff Goldblum as the Grand Master. He is awesome in it. If you love Jeff Goldblum, he does a great job in this role. He's just fantastic. He's all, Jeff Goldblum. I can't do a good Jeff Goldblum impression, but Jeff Goldblum. He does himself in this movie, but it's fantastic. He's really great. He's another character that I would love to see in a future Marvel movie. So this movie just had a ton of great new characters that they weren't necessarily all well developed, but they were all interesting and funny in different ways. So, like I said, I really want to see more of them. So, overall, this movie is fantastic. Like I said, it has great action scenes, great comedic moments. It's anything that a Marvel is and more. But it does have some flaws, not big flaws. A couple of things, or at least one of the things that bugged me, was that a lot of the supporting cast from the first two Thor movies are kind of thrown to the side. Some just through like a quick line, and others through various ways that I don't want to say. But I kind of felt disappointed by that. Like, I felt like these characters deserved a better, better way of being pushed to the side for these newer characters. So that's something that disappointed me, because I was like, well, I like these characters, or they've been around since the first two movies, even if they didn't have the biggest roles, and they were just kind of pushed to the side like nothing. That was disappointing to me. That was something that really disappointed me. I mean, I love the new cast and the new everyone who was added to the movies, but I kind of wish these other characters had bigger and better send-offs. They weren't all bad send-offs. I just felt like they deserved a little bit more time. And one of the other things that bugged me was, like I said, this movie is really comedic. It's a really, action comedy type movie, but it's really heavy on the comedy. So when you get to some of the dramatic scenes, they tend to like throw in a joke to get rid of the tension and whatnot, which is fine. It still works. Like, I was entertained throughout the entire movie, but I wish there was a few scenes that had a little bit more weight to them. Like the scenes between Loki and Thor, they were great, but I wish they had a few more emotional moments. They had a few, but like I said, every time it got a little too serious, they would just throw in a joke to, be like, oh, it's no big deal. So those two things were the only things that I found wrong with this movie. Other than that, it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend you watch it. If you're a fan of the Marvel movies, you're gonna love it. Obviously, go watch it. You probably already watched it. If you like the first two Thor movies, you will definitely like this one. It is the best out of all three of them, in my opinion. It does a lot of things. Things are a lot different, but overall, it's just a fantastic movie. Like, I want to watch it again. Like, I want to go watch it right now, even though it's midnight right now, because I went to watch it a little late. But it's a fantastic movie. I give it a 9 out of 10. Like, it's that good. I don't even really... Those two flaws I mentioned earlier, those are the only two flaws I had. Other than that, it was a fantastic movie. I loved it. Thor, Hulk were amazing. The new characters were amazing. Had great action scenes. The comedy was on point. There's plenty of times when the theater just busted up laughing, and there's plenty of times where I just cracked up. It was good. It was just good to go see a movie and completely enjoy it. Just kind of had fun, and that's why one of the reasons I love the Marvel movies. They're just fun, and this movie does that. The last two movies had more flaws than this one, but this is definitely Marvel at its peak. They perfected the Marvel formula, and it's a fantastic movie. Like I said, 9 out of 10. Go watch it. Highly recommend it. So if you watched the movie, what did you think? Do you like the first or the second one better than this one? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Hey, if you like this video, we have several other awesome videos you can check out. And again, thanks for watching.